Setting team allocations in Jira Align are key to understanding velocity and also sets the foundation for accurate financials, even if the organization is not yet ready to track those financials. It will ensure that the estimated and actual costs are accurate when the time is right for financial tracking of work. The team's allocations setup process would be done once per PI, setting the allocations for each sprint in the upcoming PI. Then if allocations happen to change for an upcoming sprint, the Scrum Master can make updates just ahead of that sprint. There are 3 levels of allocation settings in Jira Align: working hours per day for the overall team, team member allocation to the team, and team member allocation per sprint. Start with setting the number of hours per day that the team is dedicated to the sprint work. I'm going to navigate to the Scrum Team Details panel via Team, then Teams, and select the Bush team as our example. Locate the burn hours field and choose the number of hours per day that any member of the team is considered full-time. The options in the drop-down are customizable for the overall instance if needed, but typically the values are 6, 7, or 8. Next, we'll look at the team member allocation to the team. This will set the default allocations of each team member to the team regardless of sprint. Ensure all the team members are listed and each one is assigned to a team role. We're going to add Krishna to the team as a Scrum Master. We're then going to click on the allocations link to open up a pop-up window to see all the allocations for the team members. You can see here that we're going to now update the allocations for the product owner, Jewel, as well as Krishna. We're going to assume, because they're the product owner and the Scrum Master, that they support 2 teams. So we're going to put their allocations at 50%. Click Save. And now those team members and all of their default allocations are set. The 3rd level of allocations is sprint allocations. This will allow the population of the team members in any given sprint and set allocations. We're going to set the allocations for the PI7 MMA Ops PI73 sprint. If the bottom section is blank, which it is in this example, you can utilize the 2 red buttons on the screen to populate the default team members and their allocations to the screen. The red button on the left will load the default team into the sprint. The red button on the right will load team members and allocations from a previous sprint, assuming that might be different than the default team. Once the team members and allocations are populated, make any adjustments to the allocation from the default as needed. If additional team members are needed for a particular sprint, add it similarly to the Members tab, including assignment of the team role and the percent allocation. All of this applies to Scrum teams only. For Kanban teams, the default burn hours and the team members would still be added to the team. The difference is that the Kanban teams track throughput of their stories per week completed, with those stories assumably about the same size. There are 2 additional fields on the details panel for Kanban teams to toggle on an auto-populated story estimate that will be added to every story for financial calculations. Use the team room to review a team's velocity or throughput. The calculations for velocity or throughput used the previous 5 sprints. This number can be overridden until 5 sprints are completed in Jira Align. Click on the velocity throughput number to see which sprints are currently being included in the calculation. They are highlighted in yellow. To override the velocity, you would click on the detail of the sprint and open the full details section and click on the override velocity to put in a new value. For a Kanban team, put the override value in this field. To summarize, team allocations are set up once per PI by the Scrum Master and reviewed each sprint to ensure all the team members are represented properly throughout the PI. Maintaining this process will capture estimated and actual costs for work completed by each team and ART for the purposes of accurate financial reporting in Jira Align. Thanks for your time.